What's up, world? Welcome to Financial Firefly. My name is Fernando, and this will be a daily trading recap on February 5th, which I just realized 8 years ago I accidentally lit myself on fire on this day. Wow. All right. Well, happy alive anniversary for me. Great. Glad I caught that before the day was over. Anyway, we made $150 trading Tesla stock today with two contracts for Tesla puts, $180 Tesla puts with a 2/9 strike date, expiration date rather, and a 180 strike price. So I guess we'll just dive right into it. As we know, I'm a momentum trader for Tesla stock in my Robinhood portfolio. Really a momentum trader for anything, any stock, but specializing in Tesla, closely monitoring Tesla. You can see here got in for two contracts at $340 a contract, $680. And about 30 to 40 minutes later, I exited at $828 or $414 a contract. So that's netting me $76 a contract, just under $150 in 30 minutes. Not bad. And if we go to my overall portfolio on the day, I'm up 5.1%. And this 5.1% is approximately 5 times greater than the 1% goal that I have for myself on every day that I trade. Right now, I only have $3,000 in this account. Barring all the history, you can only make 3 day trades in a rolling 5-day period if your account value is under $25,000. So I have to use these 3 trades in this Robinhood account very carefully every week. And it's going to take me some time to get back to above $25,000 without a lot of external money coming into this, which I'm funding other accounts right now and saving money for other things. So I'm really going to be mostly dependent on the gains I make from trading in this account to fund this account, which has historically been the case with some external money as well, but seems like we're only going to be trading on profits this time. All right, so we're going to jump over to M1 Finance here and just show you what I was looking at to make this trade. All right, we are now in the daily interval for Tesla stock. We've had this massive rundown up from 266 now down to 181, just immense volatility as Tesla stock does. Zooming out here on the daily, you can see that it really started in late December on my birthday, was kind of the high, and we've since hit a new local low. Zooming out onto the week though, I drew these lines a couple days ago, and it's a downward trend line, kind of with an upward support line. And like I said, I drew this a while ago, but if you look closely, you could see how well I drew these lines to kind of touch the top of the Bollinger and go to the bottom of, well, really top of the apex here of this trend and the supporting of the bottom here. I don't even know how to say this, how I drew this, but you basically just try to keep parallel lines to extrapolate trends out of the data. And so I suspected, and my theory, right, knowing what I do about technical analysis, which isn't very much, just what I've taught myself, is this was my lower support line. It kind of broke initially below my lower support line after Tesla earnings. Mean reversion jumped right back up the line, but then once again, because of market dynamics, mean reversion, all these other things, the negative RSI, MACD, the Bollinger lines, all the indicators, it's coming back down here now, and now we're under the support line. We broke under again the support line, And if you could see here, my bottom trend line, this is really something, is the way I drew this today, it literally tapped 175, which is my support line, and immediately rebounded back up. That was the daily low. So I drew really good trend lines, and now I can kind of follow these lines to see where Tesla stock is going to trade downward. And I think it's still going to trade downward, and the highs will go right back up to this upward sloping trend line, but we will be following this downward trend line for quite a while, up until the next cycle, really, right? So we just had a massive run from, let's call it, December 31st, 2023 to December 28th, 2023. So a 2-month upward cycle. And now we're going from December 28th, 2023, and we just completed the first month of this next cycle, if we're calling it a 2-month trading cycle. So maybe out in late February, around here, we might start to see some positive news back up with this Tesla stock, and it will roughly follow this upward trend line, perhaps. We'll reevaluate these trend lines depending upon what this next month in trading brings. But let's get a little bit more granular now into the indicators of how I traded today. And it speaks volume on the 10-minute, because this is really where I saw the Bollinger lines just expanding, and I knew there was so much momentum, a bunch of volume in the stock. The MACD is inverted, the RSI is low, and it has a bunch of negative momentum. So I saw it, and I bought in at 10:15 roughly. And when I saw the Bollinger lines expanding even on the 15-minute interval, the 20-minute interval, the 31 and the 2-hour intervals, they were all expanding pretty greatly. Over here. That just confirmed it. However, I didn't have the cojones to hold on to that trade, and so flipping back now to Robinhood, now we can see that, like I said, I bought in roughly around 10:15, right around here, and I sold it at this local peak. And I know myself, I didn't want to get too greedy, and I saw a little bit of a let up in the momentum, so I sold. And I knew it. I was recording myself at the time. We'll see if it gets in this video. But shortly thereafter, most of the gains took place. And so I missed out on additional $600 of profit just on these 2 contracts, mind you. And granted, I'm trading with, 20 to 30% of my entire portfolio value, which really is the max I want to be playing with right now, for the risk profile I'm willing to take on at the moment. So, I'm happy with the $150. I would have been happier with $750. And I just have to have bigger cojones to hold on, really, and follow my own advice. I said, after this little cool off, after this little whatever we're going to call this, it's going to go to the moon and reach another local maximum on the day. And picking up here, I even knew that the indicators were still saying that it had a little bit of room to run, but if something's run that much, mean reversion and just nothing can really go one way forever. So it started cooling off throughout the day. And mind you, this is a put, so this is an inverted view of what Tesla stock did today. As for the option itself, 108, almost 110,000 contracts sold. So massive volumes on these short-term options, meaning that you can have a high likelihood of getting them filled. Open interest, there's still 16,000 open orders for this thing. It opened at $129, $130 a contract, and it reached $700 a contract. You should not be sleeping on this. If you are young, you have time, a bank account, with a a brokerage, and you have access to trade these things with a little extra cash on the side, the opportunity here is still incredible. You know, I've been doing this for years, and like I said, I did very successfully throughout COVID, but we are in a different market rate environment, and this strategy is still working. It is still a high risk, high return strategy, and it's just looking at the technical indicators and riding the waves of money. Billions and billions and billions of dollars are being sold and bought in particularly Tesla stock, but in every stock every day, it's like trillions of dollars maybe. And there are at least hundreds of billions. But in Tesla alone, there's billions and billions of stock every day being traded. You just need to get a little piece of that every single day. And my goal every day that I make trades, like I said, I'm a little bit pattern day trader restricted right now. 1% every day, 1% here, 1% there, 1% here, 1% there. If I continue to do this, I will eventually get back to my all-time highs of $85,000, $84,000. And with your help, by smashing the like button and hitting subscribe, the notification bell, signing up for whatever products I'm going to put wherever on this video, and hopefully get YouTube monetized eventually, I'll accelerate that timeline with your help, and hopefully I'll help you make money too. Let me know if this strategy works for you. Try it. Give it time. Be very patient. You want to not be rushed, but you want to be quick. And the intervals that I'm trading right now have low theta, so they have they don't have a lot of time value left. So I'm trading within a week or two, so the theta is not super intensive for the upfront capital, which that way I can trade multiple contracts. And I'm not just trading one, large contract, which is going to completely just risk my account. It's still risky, but for some reason I feel like it's less risky this way. Let me know what you think. This has been Fernando on Financial Firefly. Have a great one. Catch you later.